In the poem, the buses run on the sea while on the contrary, the boats travel in the dash. Right again. Land is a valid answer.
The waiter worked at the Golden Fork restaurant.
Nice work. You chose B, proper noun, and it is correct. In our land, people pay for what they get, while in Topsy Turvy Land, people pay for dash. Great job. What you never get is the accurate answer. How many pieces of gold coins did the king give to the barber? You're right. 3 is the correct answer. Which of the following words rhymes with the word pleasure? Excellent choice. Measure is the right answer. Which of the following words best matches with inhabitant? Exactly. Citizen makes sense, and it is right choice. When Gulliver saw a monster coming towards him, he was dash. Bravo. Frightened is the answer.
Which is the odd one? Chair, stool, table, thermometer, bed.
Well done. Thermometer is the right choice. This poem is about a strange land where everything is dash. Perfect. Upside down is the correct choice. Where is the entrance door placed in the Topsy Turvy Land? Well reasoned. Back of the house is the correct choice. Where do people wear their hats in the Topsy Turvy Land? Excellent. Foot is a brilliant choice. What moves up and down the streets in Topsy Turvy Land? Good job. Your answer both works well here. At what time was the king supposed to leave the palace? Smart pick. Noon is the correct choice. In Topsy Turvy Land, people wear their hats upon their. Smart move. Feet is an accurate answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, the children go to school at dash. Correct response. Night is the most accurate answer. When do the children go to school in Topsy Turvy Land? Nicely done. Night is a solid answer. In the Topsy Turvy Land, the people walk on their dash. Well picked. Heads is the correct answer.
Where are the entrances to the houses in such a land?
Valid point. At the back is true. In Topsy Turvy Land, how will one travel through sea? You chose by bus, and it is correct. The front door is located at the front of the houses. Good thinking. False is the right answer.
Where do children wear their hat in Topsy Turvy Land?
Correct. B, feet is the right answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, if you go, it mean you are dash. Solid response. Coming back is a valid choice. In Topsy Turvy Land, you wear your hat upon your dash. Great thinking. Feet is the right choice. What is the sea made up of in the Topsy Turvy Land? You got it? Your choice, sand, is right. Identify the adjective. Jaya is a very honest girl. Nice selection. Honest is the correct and valid answer. Which is the odd one? Head, feet, hand, grand, leg. On track. Grand is the correct answer. Where will the boats move in the Topsy Turvy Land? Clear logic. Your choice on road is sound and 100% true. In Topsy Turvy Land, you are dash when you stand. Right choice. Walking is the best answer.
Fill-ups 2. We have a dash chance to meet, Donny.
Strong choice. Golden is the right answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, the children dash at night. Sharp thinking. Go to school is the right choice. Who is the poet of this poem? Smart move. H.E. Wilkinson is an accurate answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, the front doorstep is dash. Solid response. At the back is a valid choice. Where do the people wear their hats in our land? Great thinking. Head is the right choice. Choose the correct one. I think it dash be grand. You're right. Must is the correct answer. Which of the following word means thankful? Nice selection. Gratitude is the correct and valid answer. What is the meaning of the word topsy-turvy? Correct. Upside down is the right answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, the sea is made of dash. Exactly. Sand makes sense, and it is right choice. The captain sent the men to the land to dash. Well picked. Bring water is the correct answer. The farmer's wife covered Gulliver with dash. Nicely done. A clean white handkerchief is a solid answer. The farmer's wife gave Gulliver dash to eat. Perfect. Breadcrumbs is the correct choice. Who has written the poem Topsy Turvy Land? Nice work. You chose H.E. Wilkinson, and it is correct. The experiment exploded in the science lab. On track. A proper noun is the correct answer. Fill-ups 1. We wear dash clothes in winter. You chose woolen, and it is correct. When did the golden windows usually appear? Good job. Your answer at sunset works well here. In our land, when do children go to school? Right choice. In the morning is the best answer. Where do the buses run in Topsy Turvy Land? Good thinking. Water is the right answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, the buses travel dash. Excellent choice. On the sea is the right answer. The barber was shaving the Sultan's beard. Valid point. False is true. A dash was chasing the men from the ship. Excellent. Monster is a brilliant choice. Where do boats sail in Topsy Turvy Land? Clear logic. Your choice streets is sound and 100% true. What is the meaning of the word grand? Right again. See wonderful is a valid answer. How the people walk in Topsy Turvy Land? Strong choice. With their heads is the right answer. What did the barber want from the king? Smart pick. Both is the correct choice. What was the status of the king's head? Well reasoned. Half-shaved is the correct choice. The farmer's wife caught Gulliver dash. Great job. In her apron is the accurate answer. The giant looked at Gulliver with dash. Sharp thinking. Curiosity is the right choice. How many brothers did the barber have? Bravo, 6 is the answer.
Where do the boats travel in our land?
You got it. Your choice water is right. Fill in the blanks. PL dash as dash re. Correct response. EU is the most accurate answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, when you go dash. Well done. Your coming back is the right choice. What did Sultan give the barber first? Excellent choice. 3 gold coins is the right answer. In Topsy Turvy Land, you pay for dash. Correct response. What you never get is the most accurate answer. Identify the plural form of brush. You're right. B brushes is the correct answer. The rhyming word of treasure is dash. You got it? Your choice pleasure is right. Who called the barber to the palace? Right again. Sultan is a valid answer. Who narrated the story to the king? Well done. Queen is the right choice. Max was worried about his lost dog. Good job. Your answer B. Proper noun works well here. The hero fought in the Korean War. Nice work. You chose A. Proper noun, and it is correct. The weather on Saturday was humid. Strong choice. A proper noun is the right answer. Choose the rhyming word. Land dash. Perfect. Stand is the correct choice. Who was flying the brand new kite? Solid response. Puran is a valid choice. What is the rhyming word for land? You chose sand, and it is correct. The rainbow has beautiful colors. Exactly. A common noun makes sense, and it is right choice. Which is different from others? Clear logic. Your choice where is sound and 100% true. Who is the writer of this poem? Smart pick. H.E. Wilkinson is the correct choice. The full form of Yule is dash. Great thinking. Ewell is the right choice. Why did Sultan call the barber? Bravo. To shave his head is the answer. People wear hats on their dash. Good thinking. Feet is the right answer. The opposite of always is dash. Great job. Never is the accurate answer. The ripe melon was very sweet. Right choice. B common noun is the best answer. Where is the front door step? Nicely done. At the back is a solid answer. Topsy Turvy Land is just dash. Well picked. An imagination is the correct answer. What is the meaning of grand? Smart move. Majestic is an accurate answer. My grandmother has 4 dash. Nice selection. See children is the correct and valid answer. Who is the poet of this poem? Well reasoned. Eileen Fisher is the correct choice. What does topsy-turvy mean? Sharp thinking. All the above is the right choice. Choose the correct spelling.
Valid point. Treasure is true.
Where do they wear the cap? Correct. Upon the feet is the right answer. The boats travel on roads. Excellent. True is a brilliant choice. The monsters carried dash. On track. A big reaping hook is the correct answer. Feeling of enjoyment is? Smart pick. Pleasure is the correct choice. What is Arabian Nights? Right again. Collection of folk stories is a valid answer. Find the correct spelling. Sharp thinking. Naughty is the right choice. Where had the class gone? Solid response. In the zoo is a valid choice. A large water body is? Excellent. C is a brilliant choice. Rhyming word of measure. You got it. Your choice, treasure, is right. Meaning of pleasure. Perfect. Feeling of enjoyment is the correct choice. Buses move on the dash. Well picked. C is the correct answer.
Meaning of topsy-turvy.
Bravo. Upside down is the answer. Which one is correct? Well reasoned. Chatterer is the correct choice. Antonym of never is? Nice work. You chose always and it is correct. The giants were dash. You're right. Farmers is the correct answer.
Gulliver was a dash.
Nice selection. Sailor is the correct and valid answer. Topsy-turvy means? Clear logic. Your choice upside down is sound and 100% true. The land was dash. Strong choice. Barren and rocky is the right answer. Who was Sharia? Valid point. A sultan is true. Pleasure means?
Correct response. Feeling of enjoyment is the most accurate answer.
Grand means? Great thinking. Big is the right choice. Deaf means? Right choice. One who cannot hear is the best answer. Barber was? Well done. Talkative is the right choice. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Smart move. Contact Narayan Chengder on Facebook is an accurate answer.